Good day, superheroes, and welcome back to Ted Davies Artistry. This is our new show. It's called On Air. I don't know if you can see the sign behind me there. We'll take a closer look to that in a minute. We're going to be talking about everybody's an architect. Did you know that? Did you know you're an architect? Well, you are. You design your life. And it doesn't matter if you've been trained classically as an architect or not. You know what you want out of your life. So check out this episode because I'm going to show you how I did it. And hopefully it'll help you on your journey. Let's get to it. So I guess we should talk about what this show is all about now. So Ted Davies Artistry has been on air for about 3 years, literally on YouTube for about 3 years. And we built a pretty good following, and we've helped a lot of people. And, for those who don't know, if it's your first time listening in, I'm an artist and author. I'm best known for Retrieve, my comic book series, sci-fi thriller Retrieve, which is an option right now for a streaming episodic movie. So that's really awesome. We've been really excited about that. I'm also known for Grim 101, my book series, which is a gothic romance, I guess, horror-ish. But you can check out everything on those on my website, teddaviesartistry.com. Just go to the Shop Ted tab, and it will take you right to it. I also do quite a bit of watercolor work, and that's my thing, what I'm known for. And this show, what I wanted to do is show you processes of what I do on my weekly reels on YouTube and my short videos and that kind of thing. A little bit slower pace. And then we'll talk about the different things for the day, different philosophies, maybe some inspirational talks about what I've done and what I've accomplished, even in the midst of different challenges, and hopefully that helps you. That's what I'm looking towards in this podcast. So I'm going to be doing it two different ways. I'm going to be an audio podcast, as well as if you want to see the video side of it, just go to my YouTube channel and subscribe there. You'll hear me say, be part of Ted's tribe and subscribe. And that's what I mean, whether it's on the audio podcast for Ted Davies Artistry or on the YouTube channel for teddaviesartistry.com. We have a lot of different podcasts on there with different amazing creators like Len B. Fleming and John Celestri, and of course the producer that's doing the script for Retrieve, Craig Hall, out in LA. So check out all those things. But this is basically the beginning of the new show, Ted Davies Artistry on Air. So today what we're going to be talking about is blueprints. For those who don't know, I've spent the last 28 years, I guess, in architecture. My background was in handicap accessibility, ADA compliancy, and making homes safer for people as they age and as they have physical challenges. I've also done a ton of maintenance work over the years because of the different things that have happened over the course of my career. As you know, 2008 was kind of the leveling for a lot of people in the industry. In every industry, really, but when it comes down to it. And that kind of set me on a path of where I think I should have been 35 years ago, as a comic artist and as just an artist in general. I've always been into art, and watercolor's my thing. So, and like I said, the drawing that we're going to be doing today is not a blueprint of any sort. It's more so, it's just to show you my process on my new series that I've got out now. These have been very, very well accepted and received on the internet, thousands and thousands of views, and I appreciate everybody that's done that. If you're listening to the audio podcast, check it out on YouTube because I think you'll enjoy it. But today, like I said, my background in architecture has led me to really look at blueprints in a different format now. Blueprints, for those who don't know, are a structured plan. It's basically a plan, an idea to build a structure on a piece of property. And whether it's a blueprint for a home or a commercial building or even a toy, anything, blueprints are an idea that can be utilized to build. Now, there's two different kinds, at least I think, of building. There's the builder, which is great. We need builders. They build with materials, and they've got a mindset of completing the job, usually. Architects, on the other hand, build with emotion. And I think that this is why I say that everybody's an architect in your lives, because you're building a blueprint for your life. You are daily. You are. We've looked at our lives and we probably don't even realize it. You've gone back through your life and you've taken bits and pieces of people that you admire and achievements that they've had and everything else, and you compare yourself to them. You emulate them, whether it's a celebrity or an older brother or sister, whatever, a family member. You name it. You've got things that if you coin a phrase that my wife brings up a lot, you've taken a Pinterest look and taken these billboards and these little pictures, and you've made this ideal structure for yourself in your life. And what happens when we miss out? What happens when we don't achieve those goals? We feel terrible, right? And that's hard. That's hard. Whether it's having the 2.5 kids or the $500,000 home on a corner lot in a prestigious area, or the BMW, whatever it is, Range Rover, you name it. There's ways that you do not have to achieve that type of, I guess, level and still be happy. You don't have to do that, is what I'm getting at. And with a blueprint, you can always redraw it. When I was in college, it was right during, I should say, CAD. There was a lot of computer aided design that was coming in at the time. It was the early 90s, mid 90s. And we had professors that would, we were still drafting on paper, and the paper was expensive. Some of the paper was very expensive, the vellum that we had to do. And, we're struggling students and everything else. And some of these professors, these deans of architecture, would come in and take a red marker to our original drawings after we spent hours on them. And it made us better, but it also built a ton of animosity until people started talking about it, say, hey, why don't we just use blueprints? We run a blueprint of our drawing, and then you guys can mark that up, and then we'll fix it on our originals. Well, that's very applicable here, because in our lives, our blueprints can be renovated, can be changed. We've got blueprints are 9 times out of 10 incorrect. And that's a statement, I believe, from Frank Lloyd Wright, one of the greatest American architects that ever lived. 9 times out of 10, blueprints are redrawn. There's always an error or an issue or an adaptation or an evolution that has to happen to a blueprint in order for a structure to be built. Same goes in our lives, guys. We pivot. If the last few years this pandemic has done, we've all pivoted. All of us have. So in that, look at things around you. Look at happiness as a journey, not a destination. I've had a lot of people that I know that are just miserable, and it's because they haven't achieved what they thought they were going to achieve by a certain date or a certain year. They weren't married, or they're not married, by the time they're 27, 28 years old, whatever. They don't have a house on the lake by the time they're 50. They can't retire because they don't have enough money, and that's understandable, and they still have to work. I can totally understand that, and that's a whole nother discussion, and maybe we'll attack that on another date. But the blueprint that you have in your mind can be renovated, can be changed, can be altered. We all have a blueprint that can change our lives. And what I mean by that is we have a blueprint that can either keep us in the same structure that we think that we belong in, or we can be the architects of it and really think outside the box. And it's your call. You figure out what really is important to you. 2008, things were really tough, really tough, and nobody was buying architectural prints at that time. Nobody bought houses. They were renovating, but they weren't paying architects or any designers to come do anything for them. And that was pretty eye-opening for me. And, drawings like I have that we're doing right now, if you're looking at the YouTube channel, things of this sort, these are abstract, these are cartoons, they're comic-esque, they're sci-fi cyberpunk, they're very stream of consciousness drawing. And it's extremely it's very inspiring to me to even be able to do it, and it really keeps my mind motivated and working. And I think that's why I hit such a chord with so many people that are looking at the drawings now. But when we're looking at what makes us happy versus what makes us money, or if we're lucky enough to work in a field like I am that makes money and I'm happy doing it, it's awesome. It's an awesome marriage when it comes to those two things. You have to look at your life, though, and really see the parameters. See what's really who are you trying to impress? Are you trying to impress people that you don't even like when you think about it? Or is it something that really is internal for you, that you want to help people, or you want to show them your artwork, or you want to show them your writing? There's all kinds of things that you guys can do to build something that can be inspiring for others. I guess that's why I wanted to do this show. I wanted to really bring it to you this way. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you'd like, share, and subscribe, that would be great. Be part of Ted's tribe. We would appreciate it greatly. No envy, no fear, guys, and have a great day. Do something good for somebody. We'll talk to you soon.